Hello, Figgy. Hey y'all, just getting home and happy Friday. Ooh. Oh, beautiful day. It's in the 70s right here in Texas. 70s. Ooh. Can't complain. Hello, let's go see. I'm gonna lay some more mulch down this weekend. See all this mulch that I laid right here? This is all cedar mulch. It smells really good. But let's see. What's new with everybody? Not a whole lot going on over here. Just gonna do some yard work this weekend. Oh, look how pretty. There's my baby girl. So the dogs are gonna go quickly pee over her spot that she peed. That always cracks me up. I don't know why. Taxi. So, yeah, I don't know if anybody got a chance to look at the Facebook site that where I'm gonna be getting my puppy, but come on, let's go this way. But I'm super excited. I go and look at the puppies every day because he posts pictures of them. He posts videos of them and pictures almost every day. It's Walani Robles. Robles. And anyways, come on, baby. See how she's following me. Come on, us. Yeah, Papa. Anyway, so come on, let's chill. They're a month old, a little older than 1 month. So I'm super excited to. I've already got my eye on a couple of females. But I guess one thing to talk about today would be what to do to prep for the puppy, and pretty much gonna try and proof the yard, And one thing that's makes me a little bit worried is that look how pretty he is. Makes me a little bit worried is that there's a lot of toxic plants out here. Because there's a lot of wildflowers and hi, Papa. I've identified a few toxic plants, which it's not a problem really for these adult dogs because they don't really sample those plants. But the puppy's a different story because when Ozzy was a puppy, hi, Papa. I remember when he was a puppy, he would sample everything in the yard. And hi, darling. Yes, in my Papa. He would sample. I had beautiful jasmine growing in the yard, and he would chew on those leaves. And luckily, that's not as toxic. But one thing, hi, darling. Hi, you, Papa. One thing that actually was highly, highly, highly toxic, that I didn't know it until after I got him as a puppy, is a sago palm, SAGO palm. I had 2 huge, beautiful sago palms in my backyard. This was at the other house that I had sold. And hi, darling. And so anyway, I had to rip them up. Had to have someone come help me because they were huge, and the roots were really dug in there pretty deep into the ground. Hi, darling. So yeah, that was a big problem, because there were stories I saw, on the internet, how toxic that plant is. Stories of several dogs that died like very quickly after ingesting just a little bit of that plant. And so the adult dogs don't bother with it, but you know how puppies, they're teething and they're smelling, they're just sampling everything. I do, papacito. So I'm going to proof the yard, and I'll show you what I have for the puppy set up. Hey, baby boy, let's go this way. What I have done is, so this yard is about 2 acres. It's fully fenced, front and back. But then there's an extra little area right outside of their doggy door that is enclosed. It's a much smaller area. It's enclosed with horse fence, and I can block that off, or I can open it. Right now it's open so that they can have access to the entire yard. But the nice thing about that is that I can actually close it, and so I will do that once the puppy is to where I can leave him alone, or her to where I can leave her alone with the big dogs. So I won't leave her alone with the big dogs when I first get her. She'll be too young. But what I'll do is since I live alone, I will have to take her to somebody that can watch her while I'm at work. And I can't take her to a doggy daycare, really, I don't think, because most of them only accept puppies that have had all of their vaccinations complete. And at the age I'm getting her, she probably won't be at that stage yet. So I'm arranging someone that can help me out with that. So yeah. And that's what I did with Dolce there, when Dolce was a puppy. Did that same exact thing, and I only had to have someone watch her for, what was it? I think like maybe a month max, while I would go to work during the day. And but let me see how long this video is getting, because I gotta tell you a story real quick on that note. I also had done that with Ozzy. I know, Papa. I took Ozzy to to someone, that ran, a little doggy daycare out of their home. And while I went to work, a really, really, really nice lady, and were great with dogs, and I love her. She was wonderful. But Ozzy had a terrible experience there. He was attacked by another dog that she was watching, someone else's dog, that she was watching. I think I want to say it was a golden retriever or a yellow lab. I can't remember. I think it was a yellow lab. But anyways, I was actually there at the time it happened, because before I would go to work, I would drop him off to her, and then we would go into her, backyard and chit chat for a little bit before I would leave. And Ozzy would, he was a small puppy, so he would just sit there, and the other dogs would come up to him, and some of them would play with him. But this particular dog, adult dog, ran to Ozzy and attacked him. And Ozzy, I just remember he was screaming at the top of his lungs, like, a horrible, horrible cry. And I ran over to him. I picked him up. I looked at him, examined him. I didn't see anything, but he kept crying like he was in pain. And so I took him to the vet right away, and they examined him, and they found a little puncture right by his eye that just barely missed his eyeball. And so they treated that, with antibiotics and everything. But it was a traumatic experience for him. And so because that happened at such a young age, he developed kind of a little bit of a fear aggression towards other dogs, which is, I think, part of the reason I had such a hard time when he was younger, trying to socialize him to other dogs, because he was extremely... I told you about the story in one of the videos of how I was walking him in that neighborhood, and there was a German Shepherd in one of the houses behind the window, inside the house, and looking at Ozzy as I was walking him and barking. And then Ozzy ran to that house and up to that window where the German Shepherd was and broke the window, which is when I realized I had a really bad problem that I needed to address immediately. So anyway, so that was kind of a long story long, but so with all that, that's just to say that I have to be very careful. I have to be careful where I place that puppy, and it's not to say anything bad about the people that I had, the little dog home doggy daycare that I had taken Ozzy. Nothing bad about them, because I mean that was kind of out of their control, but now that I have that knowledge of how vulnerable this situation is, I I will probably have to really relay that to whoever I find that will be able to watch Ozzy, and I'll try to pick a home that doesn't have very many dogs coming over. So maybe somebody that only has like 1 or 2 dogs, and then make very, very sure that the dogs are going to be friendly to the puppy and that sort of thing. But so yeah, so I'm just kind of getting in preparation mode for this puppy, and we shouldn't leave a puppy alone, unsupervised, just because it's very dangerous. It's very dangerous, because they try to eat everything in their path. They're really just sampling everything. But anyway, this video was kind of long on that, but I can't wait to show y'all the puppy. Cannot wait. At the same time, I do remember very well, both when Ozzy was a puppy and when Dolce there was a puppy. I remember how those first couple months that you get them. Watch, she's gonna come run over here. She's gonna go, because he's exposing his belly. She's gonna come run. She takes advantage of him when he's vulnerable. Yeah, but those first couple months when they were puppies, oh man, I did not get hardly a wink of sleep. It was I don't want to say miserable, but it was hard. It was taxing, because the thing is, you have to potty train them. You want to make sure that they don't have an accident in the house, because once they do, it just kind of they get in the mindset that that's okay, and they get in the habit of it, or they can potentially get in the habit of peeing inside. And so to kind of nix that and prevent that, when they're really young, you try to take them out to the bathroom to pee every 3 hours, which means you got to wake up every 3 hours. You're not going to sleep a full, six to 8 hours or however long you're used to sleeping. So it's pretty labor intensive, and it's, you know, I don't have kids, but anyone with kids is probably laughing and saying, oh, that's nothing, you know, used to that. So probably not going to be a big deal with anyone that's ever raised kids. Ay, pobrecito. But, hi, baby boy. What you got, Papa? But, you know, one good thing is that these dogs are very intelligent and trainable. She must see a deer. Is that a deer? So it doesn't really take that long to potty train them. It really doesn't. Man, Dolce was potty trained so quickly. She's a very intelligent dog. She's just so easy to train. She's very, very, very trainable. And Ozzy actually was pretty easy too to potty train. They both had a couple accidents in the house, but luckily I didn't have carpet, so it wasn't a huge deal. You just kind of get them used to going inside. But I do remember, you know, getting ready for work, and Dolce was a puppy, and getting up at 6 a.m. for work, and had already been up at 1 a.m., 3 a.m., 5 a.m., and then again 6 a.m. So I remember thinking, oh God, how much longer? But honestly, you know, it went by pretty quick. The month, I think it was about a month, and she was potty trained. So I was like, okay, that wasn't that bad. Give me this ball. Well, anyway, y'all, this was more of a ramble. This was more of a ramble post, but just wanted to say hi to everybody and hope everyone's gonna have a good weekend. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Say bye, guys. Bye. He's ready for his dinner. He's like, quit your yapping. I'm ready for my dinner. I'm ready for your dinner. All right, bye, y'all. Dolce's ready to play.